Chapter 14, Runaway. Mila stood in front of a ruin of a building. Several of the floors have been bombed out, leaving gaping holes in the brick. Half the windows were boarded up. "You're not telling me this is our new home," she said to Alex, her voice wavering. Silence gave her the dreaded answer. A constant April drizzle made the day even bleaker. Maybe it's nice inside, Mama," Mariska said doubtfully. They followed Alex into the building, entering a courtyard that once may have been a cheerful garden of flowers and trees. Now it was a muddy swamp where nothing grew. "What's that, Papa?" Yurik asked, pointing at a hole in the center of the square. "A well for water." "A well? Are you saying that we don't have running water in this place?" Mila asked, her voice rising. Alex tried to calm her by leading her toward the apartment. As they descended a dark stairway, the children grew anxious. The one-room flat was in the basement. Dim light flittered through high windows almost opaque with dirt. The walls and ceiling were cracked and peeling. "So this is where we're gonna live." Mila stood in the middle of the room, hands on her hips. Alex swallowed and nodded. "It needs a little cleaning and your touch, Mila, to make it home." Mariska and Yurik looked at each other uneasily. Mila's jaw set hard and her eyes blazed. "Alex, I can't live like this. In a slum, always running, always afraid we'll be discovered." Alex moved toward her with his arms out, but she put up a warning hand. "No, I don't want to hear anymore. I'm not a hero." Sarcasm entered her voice. "Not like you, so wonderful, always helping others." Mila pointed to her heart. "But what about me? What about our children? When will you help us?" "Mila, calm down, you're upset. You don't know what you're saying," Alex said tentatively. "Oh, don't I?" she spat out. Her face closed and hardened. "I know exactly what I'm saying." "I'm tired." Alex waved his hand dismissively, but Mila continued. "I've had enough. I'm going to the Germans and tell them everything." She turned and ran out the door. "Papa, stop her!" Yurik and Mariska shouted at once, but Alex was already gone. Yurik threw up his hands in disgust. "Woman, they have no guts." "Shut up," Mariska cried. "Do you know anyone else who is doing what Mama and Papa are doing?" Yurik thought for a moment. It was true. He couldn't think of even one family who might be willing to hide a Jew. "Mama's the one who stays here all day making sure no one finds us," Mariska said. "Even Papa said she has the hardest job." Even before the war, the Roseland family was known for its warmth and generosity. Yurik's and Mariska's friends always wanted to play at their house to sample Mila's delicious cakes. By the steady stream of visitors that came for a day, a week, or a month, the children knew their parents never turned away anyone. Since Jacob came to stay, however, neither Yurik nor Mariska had been able to bring friends home. They had become adept at the quick lie, serving as an excuse whenever anyone suggested coming over. The door swung open to Alex returning alone, breathing hard and sweating despite the cold. "Don't you worry, Mama," he panted, sitting down. She just needs a little time alone. I know her better than she knows herself," he said soothingly. Had Mila heard this, she would have told him how wrong he was. He looked at his watch and said to Yurik, "Come on, it's time to pick up Jenya. Mary, you wait here for Mama." Mariska looked around in the barren room and repressed a frightened shiver. If Papa asked, she would do it. "Move a little faster, Papa," Yurik gasped. The sofa weighed a ton. Looking ahead, he saw the nurse who had stopped them the day before. "Uh-oh," she said under his breath. Where are you going now?" the nurse demanded. Yurik's hands were slippery with sweat. "Me?" Alex said, as though he had all the time in the world. "Dr. Missouri didn't like the couch. We have to take it back. The nurse smirked. No wonder. Get that thing out of here. Yes, ma'am, as quick as we can. Alex and Yurik hoisted the sofa onto a cart. Jenyik, Alex whispered loudly. The muffled response from within produced a relieved smile on his face. Jacob was supposedly in the couch when they arrived at the hospital, but of course Alex hasn't seen him since the operation. Now that he knew he was all right, Alex turned his mind to another problem. Had Mila returned? Marishka's face told Alex that Mila wasn't back. Sighing with disappointment and worry, he directed Yurik to put the sofa in the middle of the room. Jacob peeped out from under the cushion. He still felt weak from the operation. They all rushed toward him. Suddenly they heard the front door open. All eyes turned from Jacob to Mila standing in the doorway. Mila, Alex exclaimed, "Where have you been?" "It doesn't matter," she said, putting his face and pushing him past to reach Jacob. She held him for a long time. "Are you feeling better, little mouse?" He nodded his head wearily, unaware that not only he had been gone from the house. After Mila hugged all the children, she said, Come, let's not waste time. Let's make this place home." Alex said, "See, just as I said, everything turns out for the best." Mila looked up from her broom and shook her head, not bothering to suppress a smile. "Yes, Alex, you're always right." Yurik, Marishka, and Jacob looked at one another, startled, until they caught Mila's wink. They had been cleaning and unpacking for a few hours when they heard gunshots. Alex and Yurik ran up the stairs, climbing to the roof of the building. "Look, Papa!" Yurik said. "Fire!" Alex looked where Yurik was pointing. "My God, that's the ghetto," Alex shouted. Flames and smoke filled the air as exploding bombs crumpled buildings. Alex was silent for a moment. "Yurik, remember last week when I was gone almost every night?" The boy nodded intently. "I wasn't bringing food and money to the ghetto as I usually do. This time they wanted only guns and ammunition. The Jews are fighting back." "Do you think they'll win, Papa?" I asked someone in the ghetto why they needed weapons now, and he told me, "We know the Nazis are about to deport everyone. We have no hope of winning. We'll have to fight, and some of us will have to die. The world will not forget April 1943. They are fighting for honor, son, not for their lives." Yurik stared at the burning ghetto. Then something closer to home caught his eye. He squinted and saw moving horses with children on them. "Papa, is that a carousel there?" he asked, pointing just outside the ghetto wall. Alex nodded. "But how can those people enjoy themselves when—" Yurik couldn't go on. The juxtaposition of amusement and death left him without words. "Ask Uncle Vladik." No, I take that back," he said hastily. "Vladik is all right. He's like most people, afraid. As long as nothing happens to them, they don't care what happens to anyone else." Marishka was right, Yurik decided. Their family was different from others. Yurik clenched his fist. He would give anything to have a gun in his hands and kill the first Nazi passing on the street below. Alex looked at him and said, "I'll take you the next time." There won't be a next time, Papa. They're killing all the Jews." "No, not all," Alex said softly. "We have one."